slow down for a second, brother. In a world addicted to noise, where love is shouted on timelines but absent in real life, most men have forgotten how to feel what's real. We mistake chemistry for connection, attention for affection, lust for loyalty. But the Stoics warned us, not everything that glitters is worth your gaze, and not every woman who smiles is meant to stay. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake, I will gladly change. For it is the truth I seek, and the truth never harmed anyone." The truth? Most men don't see the difference between a woman who's around and a woman who's all in. Because when you're grounded, when you've trained your mind to observe, not just react, you stop being fooled by pretty lies and performative affection. You stop confusing "I miss you" with loyalty. You stop mistaking effort for emotional investment. You start watching for the invisible signs. Not how loud her love sounds, but how consistently her actions whisper your name. Because here's the brutal truth. A woman may share her body with you, date you, even dream out loud with you about the future, but she'll only love you, truly, deeply, without disguise, when her soul feels safe in your presence. And I don't mean safe in a soft, fragile way. I mean stoic safety, as in, your calm is her shelter. Your discipline is her anchor. Your silence? It doesn't confuse her. It comforts her. That kind of love is rare. Not transactional, not convenient, but real. And when a woman feels it, she doesn't say it, she shows it. Today I'm going to show you the 6 things women only do for the man they truly love. Not the man she flirts with, not the man she tolerates, not the man she's still unsure about. Only the man she chooses, over and over again, even when no one's watching. Let's get into it. 1. She studies you, quietly, intentionally. The world sees your actions, she sees your energy. A woman in love doesn't just watch you, she learns you. Not like a fan, like a philosopher studying a sacred principle. She observes your rhythm, how you go silent when you're caring too much, how your eyes shift when you're holding back disappointment. She remembers what brings you peace, not because you explained it, but because she felt it. She doesn't interrupt your stillness. She honors it. She doesn't fix your silence. She sits inside it, as if your silence was a room she wanted to understand. And that's the difference. A woman who's temporarily entertained? She needs words. She demands clarity. She gets impatient with your pauses. But a woman in love becomes fluent in your unspoken language, your moods, your pauses, even your avoidance. Because to her, you're not just a man. You're a mystery worth mastering, not to change you, but to witness you fully. She studies you not out of curiosity, but out of reverence. And here's the Stoic truth. No one pays attention at that level unless their heart has already surrendered. She won't invest her emotional bandwidth decoding a man she plans to replace. That level of observation, that spiritual listening, only happens when she's already chosen you, in stillness and without needing applause. 2. She becomes your peace, not your pressure. In a world that constantly pulls at you, where everyone wants your time, your energy, your performance, a woman who truly loves you does something different. She slows you down. She doesn't compete with your purpose. She aligns with it. She doesn't demand your attention like a child craving sugar. She respects your solitude because she understands that stillness is where men sharpen their minds. She doesn't flood you with chaos. She becomes the absence of it. Her presence is soft, not because she's weak, but because she's mastered her own emotions. She doesn't punish your silence. She doesn't spiral when you need space. Instead, she adapts. She makes room for your mission. She lets your ambition breathe. And somehow she still makes you feel seen, even when you're miles away in your own head. That's not convenience. That's emotional intelligence. Because here's what the Stoics taught us. He is most powerful who has himself in his own power. Seneca. And the right woman, she adds to that power. She doesn't take from it. She doesn't pressure you to become a version of yourself you've outgrown. She encourages the version you're becoming. And when the world is heavy, when business is slow, friends are distant, and doubt creeps in, she doesn't panic. She anchors. No drama, no ultimatums. Just a steady presence reminding you, you're not alone in this. That's not just love. That's alignment. And most men only feel it once in a lifetime, if they're lucky. 3. She becomes emotionally exclusive, long before the label. Labels are easy to give, but loyalty is revealed in absence. A woman may call you babe, post you on her story, or flirt in public. But that doesn't mean her heart has settled, because for most women, commitment isn't made when you ask her to be yours. It's made silently, in the way she starts pulling away from everything that could risk losing you. She doesn't announce it. She just stops replying to the men in her DMs, stops entertaining the attention she used to crave, stops showing up to the spaces that would have made you uncomfortable. Not out of fear, but out of respect. Her emotional doors start closing, quietly, because one part of her already considers you home. That's not control, that's alignment. She may not say it with words, but you'll feel it in her patterns. Her posts get softer, her presence becomes quieter, not because she's hiding, but because she no longer feels the need to perform. Because when a woman is emotionally exclusive, she's not looking for backup options. She's not keeping one foot out the door. She's not planning an escape. She's present, fully. And here's the Stoic reality. If you seek tranquility, do less. Or do what's essential, and do it with intention. Marcus Aurelius. That's how she moves now. Less chaos, more intention. She no longer acts like a woman trying to keep her options open. She acts like a woman who's already chosen. And she doesn't do that because of pressure. She does it because you made her feel safe enough to stop searching. That, brother, is rare. 4. She adapts to your world without abandoning her own. Most women want to be a part of your life, but a woman who loves you, she learns how to move with you, not just beside you. She doesn't try to control your mission. She respects it. She doesn't demand that you slow down so she can catch up. She finds her pace and runs beside you in rhythm. She's not intimidated by your discipline. She studies it. She's not offended by your late nights, your locked-in focus, your silence between work sprints. She understands it because she understands you. But here's the key. She doesn't disappear into your world. She brings her own. Her passions don't fade. Her voice doesn't shrink. Her goals don't die. She integrates without losing identity. She complements, not competes. That's not submission. That's maturity. That's wisdom in motion. Because she knows two strong individuals don't need to control each other to move as one. They just need clarity and respect. And if you're a man who's walking his path with purpose, the last thing you want is a woman who resents your mission, who tries to reshape you, who feels threatened by your stillness, your focus, your fire. You want a woman who sees it and chooses to be the calm within it. Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water. Marcus Aurelius. That's her. She doesn't try to stop the waves. She becomes part of your shoreline. Supportive, but not clingy. Present, but not dependent. Powerful, yet peaceful. That kind of woman. She's not looking for a man to save her. She's looking for a man worth building with. And when she finds him, she adapts. Not because she's weak, but because she's wise enough to know the difference between control and alignment. 5. She checks you. Not to break you, but to build you. The world will flatter you. Your enemies will gossip. But the woman who loves you, she'll confront you with clarity. She doesn't weaponize your flaws. She doesn't wait until she's angry to speak. She checks you early. She checks you calmly. Not to belittle you, but to protect who you are becoming. She'll call out your laziness. She'll point out your blind spots. She'll challenge the excuses you've made too comfortable. And here's the difference. She doesn't do it to control you. She does it because she believes in your greatness, even when you're settling for less. She knows a man can lose his way, not because he's weak, but because no one dared to speak truth into his silence. She refuses to be another voice that lets you rot in your potential. If anyone can prove me wrong, show me I'm making a mistake, and I will gladly change. I seek the truth, which never harmed anyone. Marcus Aurelius. That's her energy. She's not impressed by your charm. She's invested in your growth. She won't let your pride isolate you. She won't let your ambition blind you. She won't let your pain turn into poison. She'll speak, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you resist it, even when it costs her your mood, because her loyalty isn't to your feelings, it's to your future. And here's the Stoic truth most men miss. You don't need a woman who worships you. You need one who sharpens you, not one who lets you fall gracefully, but one who helps you stand ruthlessly. That's love, not passive, not poetic, but powerful, because it holds you to the standard you were born to rise to. 6. She stays when it's dark, not because she has to, but because she chooses to. You'll never know the weight of a woman's love until the weight of life lands on your shoulders, when the deal falls through, when the fire inside you flickers, when you're not the man the world applauds, just a man trying to hold it all together. Most women will vanish in that silence. They'll say, "You changed." They'll look for a brighter room, a louder laugh, an easier ride. But the one who loves you, she stays. Not out of pity, not out of fear, but out of choice. She doesn't need a perfect version of you. She just needs to know you're still fighting. She sits beside you in the dark, not trying to fix you, not flooding you with advice, but holding space. She doesn't shame your tears. She doesn't recoil when your armor cracks. She sees the man beneath the performance and respects him more, not less. Because to her, your vulnerability is not weakness. It's trust. It's proof that in your darkest hour, you still saw her as safe. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Marcus Aurelius. And she treats that privilege with reverence. She won't use your past against you. She won't panic at your doubt. She'll remind you, quietly, consistently, that you are still enough. That's love. Not the kind that comes and goes with circumstances. Not the kind that needs filters or flowers to survive. But the kind that says, "I'm not here for who you pretend to be. I'm here for who you really are. And I'm not going anywhere." And that, brother, is the rarest kind of woman. If you've seen even one of these signs in her, don't take it for granted, because in a world full of surface love, performative loyalty, and attention-hungry games, a woman who chooses you in stillness is sacred. So honor her, protect her. And if she's still ahead of you on the road, become the man she'll one day meet and feel safe enough to give her all to. This is Stoic Thinkers, where we don't chase chaos, we seek clarity, and we lead with calm. If this message hit home, drop the word "chosen" in the comments, because when a woman truly loves you, she doesn't drift, she decides. And that decision is the most powerful act of love you'll ever experience.